Hey guys. Yeah, I got about 19 minutes or so before I get back from lunch. It's about 2:15 p.m. on this Labor Day. Hope you're all having a good Labor Day. But I wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts so far. And what I mean by so far is I'm still in the process of watching it and going to be finishing it up very soon. And that is of AEW All Out and what I've thought of it so far. Okay, so what have I thought about AEW All Out so far? Well, I'll put it to you like this. The six-man tag match that opened the show I thought was good. I really thought it was very good. SCU went over as a lot of people expected to. So in my predictions, I was wrong about who should go over. So SCU went over, and obviously they're being positioned as a tweener-like face faction to where they'll still do heelish tactics, but they're gonna always have babyface reactions. You know, like the baby faces with heelish tendencies. Anyway, it was a good match, very good match. Luchasaurus, I think, really stood out in this. You know, especially with the fact that his abilities to be able to do his own senton off the ropes and basically, you know, be able to do those flips, those kind of like Matrix-like moves, if you will. I thought it was really, really cool to see. He's definitely going to be a major player for AEW, whether it's in tag team or singles competition. And I think maybe that's why they've paired Marco Stunt up with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, so that if they decide to maybe give what they call the Jurassic Express the tag team titles, they can actually put the belts on Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. Well, they could focus the other third of the Jurassic Express on a solo career and maybe the World Championship or whatever the secondary title will be down the line, because you know they're going to have one. So that was a cool match. And the hits just kept on coming. And I will agree that much to a lot of people's surprise, the second match of the night was Omega and Pac. Pac, of course, aka, or Pac, I should say, FKA Neville from WWE. Kenny Omega and him put on a great matchup. It was kind of like, it was a hybrid of what you expect out of them, you know, the fast-paced, high-flying, risk-taking at times, but it also was part slow, methodical paced. You know, basically both guys gave it their all here, and in the end, Pac hooked in because Kenny was going to go for the one-winged angel, and Pac was able to kind of counter that into the brutalizer, his version of the Rings of Saturn, which is more of a, you know, it's basically a version that looks like it's a crucifix, or he's going to turn somebody into a crucifix pin, and he just locks in his hand, locks in everything, and it causes the opponent to go down. So Pac ends up winning, and a lot of people are speculating that this means Pac is probably going to stay around for a while, so we'll see what happens. And people are also speculating that this puts him in contention for the AEW World title down the line. So that was good. So it was a good match. Both men showed what they can do against each other. And I think the story they told with Kenny Omega and not being the way he's supposed to be, not being himself, was very well done, because apparently the mindset is he wanted Moxley, FKA Ambrose. He wanted John Moxley, FKA Dean Ambrose. Instead, he was more focused on beating him instead of Pac. So the story they played with that, I thought was very well done. I thought it was a very well done story. And overall, Kenny's story is being done well, because I think what they're planning to do is they plan to end the year with the last Wednesday Night Dynamite of the year, possibly crowning Omega champion. That's what I see is a possibility. That's what I see can definitely happen. And that might be what they lead towards. But from a business standpoint, I think it's very smart on Omega's part to not book himself in a favorable way, because it would grow suspicion. You know what I'm saying? Now, the next match was the three-way / triple threat Cracker Barrel Clash. In other words, the three-way / triple threat hardcore match between Joey Janela, Darby Allin, and Jimmy Havoc. And these guys went to freaking war. They threw caution to the wind and proved, without a shadow of a doubt, that AEW, in my opinion, is going to get a hardcore division. No doubt about it. They are getting a hardcore division. No matter what people say, no matter what Tony Khan is saying, he knows they're going to get a hardcore division. And if this is just a taste of what that's going to bring us, then I think they might have one of the best hardcore divisions in wrestling, alongside what many are saying is the best tag team division. But what did I think of this match? Well, honestly, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great match. Really showcased all three guys' abilities, how far they're willing to go to win. Heck, I should say. Sorry, Lord, but heck, the match starts off with Jimmy Havoc taking a staple gun from under the ring and basically stapling himself. He's stapling himself. So what happens after that? Well, Janela and Allin double team Havoc, bring him to the outside, put him in a chair, tape him to the chair. You know, they bond him to the chair with duct tape. And then one of the craziest things you could ever see. They basically take a plastic cup, thinking, oh, it might. Now the announcers would think, oh, it's probably water or something, right? No. You hear the cup rattling. And the cup, so Darby pours the contents of what's in the cup on his hand. He pours it onto his hand, and it's thumbtacks. Yeah, you could definitely tell what happened next. They basically tied Jimmy Havoc down onto the chair, and basically poured. Well, they didn't take the cup and go like this. But Darby took a handful of the tacks and basically put it into Havoc's mouth, and then taped the mouth shut. It was like, I was like, oh man. That was just like, whoo. But that wasn't the end of it. Now, of course, Allin and Janela went after each other after that. And then when Allin got the upper hand, and he went to one of the corners, to the corner that was near the area where they taped Havoc to a chair, our Darby is looking back and forth, and then he sees that Havoc is welcoming him. He says, give it to me. He's basically egging Darby Allin on to hit him, to land on him, and he does, just as Havoc's getting out of the chair. Anyway, it's just some crazy crap, back and forth. In fact, one of the most memorable moments in the match is Havoc is beating down on Janela. He's got Janela in a chair as well. Now, in the ring, he staples him, gets another staple gun, staples him in the head, and then does a monkey flip, and Janela holds on to the chair and does a monkey flip while sitting in the chair, and the chair lands legs up in the sitting position, and Janela just sits there all smiling, puts his leg across like that, like this a little bit, and it's like, ha ha ha, whatever. But that leaves him open for Havoc to come over, take a piece of paper, AEW flyer, right across the tongue. And it's like, how much crazier can these guys get? Well, if that's not enough, how about the fact that Darby Allin produces a skateboard? Yeah, a skateboard. Now you think, oh, well, a skateboard's not bad, right? How about the bottom half of the skateboard covered with thumbtacks? And because he has a skateboarding pass, he gets on the skateboard, dives off the top rope with it, and right onto the back of Janela, tacks first. But we ain't done. This Darby Allin is an insane an insane mofo. Because the next thing he does, believe it or not, is he has Havoc laid out on the steel steps. He sets the steel steps up in the middle between the ring and the entranceway. So he has Havoc laid out on the steps. Darby grabs one of the two Cracker Barrel barrels, if you will, easy for me to say, to commemorate 50 years or whatever, 50-year anniversary. He takes it, goes to the top corner, goes to the top corner of the ring, and decides to do his coffin drop, which he's known to do, with the barrel, holding the barrel in the back while holding the barrel to his back. So he decides to do the coffin drop with the barrel on his back, holding the barrel on his back. And when he does it, he hits nothing but stairs, because Havoc moves out of the way. And Darby, that's not the only thing that Darby suffered in this match. Earlier, before that, Janela hits what people thought was a sunset flip, but looked like a sunset powerbomb, power driver, what do you want to call it, on Allin through a table that he set up at ringside. It's like, these guys are nuts. In the end, Havoc was able to superplex Janela off the top rope onto another Cracker Barrel where his foot went right through the barrel, broke it. Then Havoc took what remained of the barrel, set it up, and then hit the Acid Rainmaker on Janela to win the match. So yeah, I think it's no secret now that they have a hardcore division in mind. But I think the situation is the hardcore division is going to be, it's like you might get some hardcore matches on TNT, but the most brutal of them, the most brutal of those hardcore matches may be saved for pay-per-view. I'm just saying. The next match was the Best Friends against the Dark Order. And I'll admit, people were right. It wasn't probably the best match of the night, but I thought, they did what they could. The Dark Order ends up winning the match. They definitely, I'll tell you this, the story of the match is Trent Beretta, easy for me to say, took most of the punishment in this match. And in the end, it enabled the Dark Order to hit the fatality finisher on Trent to win the match, and because of this, get the bye in the first round of the tag team title tournament. But that wasn't the story of it. The story was afterwards. You see, the Dark Order was going to take Trent away with them. They were going to take him as a martyr or whatever it was, a sacrifice. One could guess that maybe the storyline is whoever they beat and take, with them after the match, they convert into a creeper or part of the Dark Order or something. So obviously that's the storyline they're working with when it comes to this group. Anyway, long story short, just as they're about to do that, the lights go out, lights come back on, and it's Orange Cassidy in the ring. And he gets a tremendous pop. He gets a freshly squeezed chant. And then, with his hands in his pocket, runs from the ropes and does a diving senton onto the creepers and the Dark Order to not only save his friend from being taken God knows where, but to also, I guess, confirm that he is part of the best friends, and now that team is a trio. So we'll see how that works out. But apparently they're also setting up the fact that, yeah, this is how Orange Cassidy operates, this is how he is. But if you mess with his friends, maybe his family, you'll get more of Orange Cassidy outside of what we know him as. Basically, you'll get the physical, more like, yeah, you want me to get serious? I'll get serious. Kind of side to him. Then, after that, we had Riho and Hikura Sakura in a match to where the winner would face Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose, earlier on the buy-in / kickoff show, had won the 21-woman Casino Battle Royal. So she would face the winner of Riho and Hikura Sakura. And this was a good match. Great Joshi match between the two ladies. Really liked it. I like how they're telling the story of Riho, and even though she's 98 pounds and pretty much an underdog anytime she competes, that she can always find ways to win. And that's exactly what she does here. The sequence at the end really surprised me. Just like, it was like, here she comes off the rope, spinning something, whatever, and then she pins Hikura to win the match and get the shot at becoming women's champion. Will it happen? A lot of people are saying Nyla needs to be the one that goes over, but we'll wait and see what they do. But that was great. It was a great matchup. Nyla came out, stared her down, stared Riho down. Riho stared Nyla down. So we're going to, I think, have a great matchup on our hands. David versus Goliath style on the debut episode of AEW on TNT. I really do. And that's basically where I stopped. The last remaining matches that I have to watch are Cody Rhodes, Shawn Spears, the Lucha Brothers, Young Bucks ladder match, and Jericho and Hangman, and Chris Jericho and Adam Page. But so far, great show, just tremendous. Love it. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of what they're going to have, even after I watch the rest of the show later on. I want to see more of what we can expect when they go to TNT in next month. A month from now, believe it or not. But yeah, I want to see what they can do. I want to see what these guys can do further. I mean, they did let us know the next pay-per-view is AEW Full Gear in Baltimore at what was formerly known as the Baltimore Arena. I think that's what it is. So they will be going there. It's the Royal Farms Arena or something. So they will be showing up there. And I got to get back. But like I said, they will be showing up there for the next pay-per-view, which is Full Gear. They are coming back to the Sears Center for a Thanksgiving Eve show, which is going to be on a Wednesday night, so that's going to be something spectacular. So overall, again, so far, what I've thought so far, I like it. I really do. It gives us hints of a possible hardcore division that we're going to get. It gives us hints of what we can expect with the women It gives hints of possibly 6-man tag team titles coming. Who knows? I mean, why are we getting all these trios now all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? So overall, love the show. So overall, so far, I like what I've seen, and I'll give my overall thoughts later on after I watch the other matches. And you're probably wondering how I'm watching it. Well, I would say I'm watching it through on-demand cable. Nope. I downloaded the torrent. And true, the file may not be the best, but I think it's probably the best I'm going to get. So, yeah, so far I like what I saw, and I can't wait to see what else they bring to the table. But that's about it, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are and what my thoughts have been so far on what I've seen so far of AEW All Out. And also check out my other videos as well. Check out the one where I talk about the AEW Women's Championship and my concern and my worry for its future, and my worry about the future of that title, because I don't want history from 23 years ago to repeat itself. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think though down below. Comment if you like. I gotta get back into work, and I am out.